Okay, here's my last video for what we did last week, and this is going to be the answers to the factoring quiz. So, answers to the factoring quiz in my beautiful pen. Okay, so first question on the quiz, and remember your questions were probably out of order, so mine will probably be out of order. So, looking at number 1. We had 5p squared minus p minus 18. So obviously this is factoring when a is greater than 1. And if you watch my other videos, I showed you a new method, and it's called the swing method, and that's the method I'm going to use here. So swing method is p squared minus p minus 18 times 5. 18 times 5 is 90. And then I have to find numbers that multiply to negative 90 but add to negative 1, and that's going to be negative 10 and 9. So I have p minus 10 and p plus 9. And then I have to divide by that number that I crossed out up here, so divide by 5. So negative 10 divided by 5 is negative 2, so p minus 2. And 9 divided by 5 is not possible, so this is why it's called the swing method, because I'm going to take that denominator and put it in front of p. So this is 5p plus 9, and this is my answer. Okay, number 2 was 10m squared plus 89m minus 9. So this is another factoring when a is greater than 1. And again, I don't think this one has a GCF, so I'm going to be using the swing method. So swing method. So I have m squared plus 89m minus 90. So I need two numbers that multiply to negative 90 but add to 89. And that's going to be negative 1 and 90. So I have m minus 1, m plus 90, and then remember I divide by the number that I crossed out, so 10. So negative 1 divided by 10 is not possible, so I swing it to the front. 90 divided by 10 is 9, so this is m plus 9, and this is my answer. Okay. Let's look at number 3. So this is x squared plus 8x plus 12. This looks like factoring when a is equal to 1. So I need to find two numbers that multiply to 12 but add to 8, and that's going to be 2 and 6. So I have x plus 2, x plus 6. That's my answer. These ones were pretty easy. Number 4, I have 7k squared plus 9k. This was a GCF problem, so I have to factor out what they both have in common. So looking at each term, there's a 7 and a 9. There's nothing that divides into both 7 and 9, so there's no number I can take out. And then there's a k squared and a k. And remember, I always take out the smallest one, which is going to be k. So I have k. Then I divide. So I bring down that 7. K squared divided by k. It's the same as saying 2 minus 1, which is just k. And then I bring down that 9, and then k divided by k cancels out, so this is my answer. Okay, number 5. I have 7x squared minus 32x minus 60. I don't think this has a GCF either, so I'm going to use the swing method. So I have x squared minus 32x minus 60 times 7, 420. So then I need to find the factors of negative 420 and then negative 32. So two numbers that multiply to negative 420 but add to negative 32. So let's see what that would be. I think it's 40. Yeah. So negative 42 and 10 will multiply to negative 420, and negative 42 plus 10 will give us negative 32. So then I do x minus 42, x plus 10, and I divide by that number that I canceled out when I do my swing method. So divide by 7. 42 divided by 7 is 6. 10 divided by 7 is not possible, so I'm going to swing that 7 in the front. So x minus 6 and 7x plus 10. That's my answer. Okay, number 6. I have 9r squared minus 5r minus 10. So this is factoring when a is greater than 1. So I'm going to use my swing method. Swing it to the front, cross it out. R squared minus 5r minus 90. So I need two numbers that multiply to negative 90 but add to negative 5. And that is just not possible. Not possible. So if something is not possible, when we factor it, we can write one of two things. We can write no solution, or we can write not factorable. Those were the two things you could have wrote. Okay, let's look at number 7. Number 7, p squared minus 5p minus 14. This is factoring when a is 1, so we just create our table. Two numbers that multiply to negative 14 but add to negative 5. So that's going to be negative 7 and 2, because negative 7 times 2 is negative 14. Negative 7 plus 2 is negative 5. So p minus 7, p plus 2. That's my answer. Okay, let's look at number 8. X squared minus 9. Remember, this is a special case because this is when b is equal to 0. So if you remember, all we do is we take the square root of that number. So the square root of 9 is 3. So this is x plus 3, x minus 3. We have to make sure we have opposite signs. That's our answer. Okay, number 9. We have 3b cubed minus 5b squared plus 20, I think that's, 2b, sorry, 2b. Okay, I'm looking at all of my terms, all of my numbers here. So there's not a number that can divide into 3, 5, and 2. So there's no number GCF. Let's look at our letters. B3, B2, and B. So the smallest I can take out of all of them is B. So then I just write my numbers. B cubed minus B is 3 minus 1, which is B squared. Bring down my number. B squared divided by B is 2 minus 1, which is B. Bring down my number. B divided by B cancels, so there's nothing there. And that's my answer. And then lastly, number 10, x squared minus 7x minus 18. It's factoring when a is equal to 1, so I create my table. Two numbers that multiply to negative 18 but add to negative 7. That is going to be negative 9 and 2, because negative 9 times 2 gives you negative 18. Negative 9 plus 2 gives you negative 7. So this is going to be x minus 9, x plus 2. And that's it.